Hello friends. So in previous lectures we have discussed about the variation of parameters method. Now let's discuss some examples on it. So we get back to the differential equation d square plus 1 y is equal to x into sin x. So if we observe here in this problem, our f of x is in standard form x into sin x. So if we recall, we can call it f of x is in the form of x into v. So there is one shortcut formula. Auxiliary equation must be operated on the function v first. If it is case of failure, then we are not going to apply that specific formula. But so there is shortcut formula 1 upon phi of d x into v, and formula is x minus derivative of auxiliary equation in the numerator into original auxiliary equation in the denominator into 1 upon phi of d, which is to be operated on function v. Condition is power of x must be 1, and this is not case of failure. So here in this case, if we operate 1 upon d square plus 1 on the trigonometric function sin x, again shortcut method formula for trigonometric function is replace this d square by minus a square. Here a is equal to 1. This implies minus a square is equal to minus 1. And if we reply this d square by minus 1, this will be the case of failure. Means we cannot apply this formula because we are getting case of failure here. Then we go for variation of parameters method. So this is just the rough work that we are going to calculate right now, okay, to identify the method of solving. So for variation of parameters method, we first consider the auxiliary equation. So the given auxiliary equation is d square plus 1 equated to 0. So this implies roots of auxiliary equation are plus or minus iota. Here real part is absent but imaginary part is equal to 1. Therefore our required complementary function is c1 times cos beta x plus c2 times sin beta x. So if we substitute values for alpha and beta, since the alpha is 0, so there will be no exponential term. So complementary function is c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. We call this as equation number 1. So therefore we consider y1 will be coefficient of c1, that is cos x, and y2 is equal to sin x. Therefore we calculate value of Wronskian. So formula for Wronskian is y1 and y2 in the first row of the determinant, y1 dash and y2 dash in the second row of the determinant. If we substitute y1 is equal to cos x, its derivative will be minus sin x. Similarly y2 is sin x. If we calculate derivative with respect to x, the derivative will be cos x. If you simplify this determinant, value of w will be 1. Now w is calculated. So we find required value for u, where u is equal to minus y2 times f of x upon w. Take this integration with respect to independent variable x. Now we substitute values. Minus y2 is equal to sin x, f of x is equal to x into sin x, and our denominator will be so upon w is equal to 1. So take this integration with respect to x. So it is equal to minus sign can be taken outside the sign of integral, x into sine square x. Now to simplify this integral, therefore u is equal to minus x into, so we substitute sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. again that cos square will create little problem while simplifying. So instead of that formula, we use sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x upon 2. So we cannot evaluate this integral because of the non-linear trigonometric function. So we use substitution to convert that non-linear trigonometric function into linear form. So now we can simplify it as, if we take that minus 1 upon 2 outside the sign of integral, then our integration reduces to, so we multiply x to this constant, then take this x multiplied to cos 2x. So this will be x into cos 2x. So first integration of x will be x square upon 2 into 1 by 2 minus minus plus. So this will be 1 upon 2 times. Now we evaluate this integration by using integration by parts formula. First function as it is into integration of second. So integration of cos 2x is sin 2x upon 2 minus derivative of first function into integration of second. So integration of sin 2x will be minus cos 2x upon 2 into 2. Next term, derivative of 1 will be 0. So this will be the last term in the integration by parts formula. Now if we simplify this, so it is equal to minus x square upon 4 plus x into sin 2x upon 4 minus minus plus cos 2x upon 8. So this will be the required value for u. So we denote this value by using equation number 2. So we denote it by equation 2. So u is evaluated. Now we go for v. Also v is equal to integration y1 into f of x upon w. Now substituting values for y1 and f of x, so it is cos x, f of x is x into sin x divided by w, which is nothing but 1. Again we combine the trigonometric functions together, so it is equal to integration x into, so sin theta into cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta upon 2, where theta is equal to x. Now we apply integration by parts formula. We can take 1 upon 2 outside the sign of integral. So x into sin 2x. We apply integration by parts formula again for the product of one algebraic and one trigonometric function. So it is equal to first function as it is, integration of second, so minus cos 2x upon 2 minus derivative of first term into integration of second. So integration of cos 2x is sin 2x upon 2 into 2 in the denominator. So it is equal to minus x into cos 2x upon 4 minus minus plus sin 2x upon 8. So this is simplified value for v. Now for this v, we can denote it by equation number 3. So u and v are known. Therefore from equation 1, 2 and 3, and by using variation of parameters method, required value for particular integral is u into y1 plus v into y2. Now we take value for u. So y1 is cos x into, now we take value for u from equation number 2. So instead of writing it again, I will take this part only. So we substitute that value here. Sorry for the lazy part. I hope you will write in the exams. I'm just taking the advantage of the technology. So this is your value for u. Same is the case with v times y2. So we take plus y2 is sine x into v. So value for v is here. So we take this value from equation number 3 and we substitute that value here. So now if we simplify, therefore required value for particular integral is minus x square times cos x upon 4 plus x into sin 2x into cos x upon 4 plus cos 2x into cos x upon 8 minus x upon 4. So here cos 2x into sin x plus sin 2x into sin x upon 8. So if we simplify it again, minus x square upon 4 into cos x plus x upon 4 into, if we consider this as sin a cos b minus cos a into sin b. So this is your formula for sin a minus b. Same is the case with if we take 1 upon 8 common. So this will be cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So cos a cos b plus sin a sin b is nothing but cos a minus b. So if we simplify this, so it is equal to minus x square upon 4 into cos x plus x upon 4 into sin x plus 1 upon 8 into cos x. So this is our required value for particular integral. So just go through the calculations once again. So it is this is the particular integral. Now if we denote it by equation number 4, if we denote it by equation number 4, therefore from equation 1 and equation 4, required general solution is complementary function plus particular integral. So our complementary function was c1 times cos x plus c2 sin x. Now particular integral is minus x square upon 4 into cos x, then plus x upon 4 into sin x, and next term is 1 upon 8 cos x. So since coefficient of cos x is constant, Here coefficient of cos x is c1. So we can take cos x common, and addition of two constants, that is c1 plus 1 upon 8 is again constant. So we can call this new constant as c1 star, and therefore required general solution will be c1 star into cos x plus c2 sin x minus x square upon 4 cos x plus x upon 4 sin x, or we can use that value 1 upon 8 times cos x. Both solutions are correct. So 1 upon 8 constant is been taken care of by this c1. So it is your call whether to include it in your solution or whether to exclude it. So thank you.